Good evening everyone. Today in this tutorial we will create this car rent card in Figma. I will show you how you can add these shapes in here, how you add this background with a noise, and you place the card and the copy. So let's get started. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna create a frame, which is gonna be, the frame would be 640 by 360 pixels. Okay, that's gonna be our frame. So first let's put this name card. So next what we need to do is add a little bit of roundness corners, so let's add it to 12. We will amend it later if needed. Then I will show you how to add this these shapes to the card. So let's get a copy. Let's get this copy. Copy it in. Let's put a text. Drag a text area and let's paste it in here. So this text should be font family Inter, semi-bold, 32, 120 line height. Okay, let's make it black for now. Really just have 3. Yep. All right. Now let's add the copy text here. Let's add the body text as well. So there will be for the body text we're gonna use, it's gonna be font family Inter, medium, 16, and the line height would be 160%. Okay, then we will create a button. I will show you how you create a button. We're not gonna copy it because it's gonna be important for you. Rent car. All right, this button would be responsive. Now let's add an auto layout. Okay, let's make the alignment to center. That's fine. Let's add it to 16 and the line height, let's add it to 12. That's great. Now let's add the black color for now, because we will create first all the elements, then we will style them. Okay, so let's add this here. All right, now what we have to do is create these shapes right here. I will show you how you can do that. Okay, so now we get this shape. So let's create a rectangle. So I have 75 by 120, right? So let's copy the same. I have 75 by 120 height, right? That's cool. Let's check it again. Here we go. It's to, you know what is like that? Because it accounts for area that it is, but the actual size of it should be much smaller. Okay, so we're gonna go to somewhere around, say, 48. Usually when you try to work on everything should be divided by 8. That would be much better for you. Okay, so now that's very important. Let me show you. Now you double click on this rectangle, you hover it, and you're gonna see the point being highlighted here, right? So you click on it. Now you move on across and you find another one, so you hold your shift and click. Right now, when you have both points selected, what you have to do is just highlight them, right, and move them. So you're gonna use right arrow and move them. Okay, here we go. Try to hold shift when you do that, so then you will get equal increments of spacing. Okay, So let's see how it looks. Yeah, it looks okay. Now what we have to do, just get this card right here on the edge, right, and get it to somewhere 18. That should be fine. Let's duplicate it once. Now we're gonna hit Ctrl or Command D, and we're gonna duplicate it once, twice. Now what we can do is delete this one, we're not gonna need it. Now let's get all these rectangles, let's duplicate them, right, and then shift them to the left. What we're gonna do next is select the same first rectangles and just duplicate them above. Okay, now you're gonna see we've created this nice pattern, right? Great. Now let's create a frame. Let's put pattern. Always try to name your layers. Okay, that's very important. Now what we're gonna do now is click the frame, then hit enter. So every time when you click enter, it's gonna go one layer down, right? So one level below. So if you click, if you have eight levels of layers on your frame, it will go down as much as every time when you click enter. Okay, now let's make this white and let's add the opacity to 6%. That's cool. Now it's done. Now what we'll have to do is we're gonna add this background in, but not now. Let's keep it here for now. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create this nice gradient. Okay, this is very simple. I'll show you how you do it. Now let's select this frame, let's go to plugins, and you will have to get and download noisy gradient, right? When you get noisy gradient, you will click generate, and you're gonna generate the palette that you wanted, right? So now we want to create this palette. So this is the colors they generate. So what you can do is adjust your color if you want it. So for now, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just gonna use this one, right? It's inserting. That's great. Now you can see how it looks. That's great. What you can do is, I have this gradient right here. I've created this separately. What we can do is just use this gradient so we can match the card that I presented you before. But then you can play around with that gradient, and you can basically recreate any gradient that you want. Now let's make this copy white. Make this white as well. So now let's get this button. Let's add the rounded corner to it. Let's cut it to 4. That should be good. Now let's inspect the color from here. Then go to the palette. Move it a little bit to the left because we want it to be much brighter. That's the most important component in this card is CTA. When you design CTA, they always have to stand out on a page. That's the most important because people have to clearly see, and you always add accent color so it's clearly defined on the design. Okay, now all we have to do is get this copy and add an auto layout. Let's add 16 pixels into it. Yep, that's cool. Now I'm gonna get this into another auto layout and hit the 32 pixel padding. That's cool. Now I will show you. So now you see I've selected the entire frame. If I press enter, it's gonna go one level down. Press enter, it goes one level down. So this is how you do it when you have multiple levels and you want to go to the last one. Okay, so now you put copy or text, whatever it's much comfortable for you. CTA, put button, button. That's done. Then say content. Here we go. Done. That's good. Now let's position it so we got 32 and 32. Now that's cool. What we're gonna do next is get this pattern and add it into the card. Here we go. That's cool. So what you have to do is select this card and make sure you have your clip content ticked, okay? Otherwise everything that you will add in, it won't stay within the frame and you will see the edges outside of it. So always have this enabled when you want to add the components into it and you don't want them to go outside the container area, okay? So now let's adjust this pattern, right? So now you feel like here we need another shape, so let's duplicate it and add it right here so it's much cornered nicely. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Now let's adjust the height of it. Here we go. Now it looks good. So now let's adjust it. So when you do that, you hold Ctrl and then you will adjust just the frame. Now if you look right here on this design, the copy stands out really well, but here you don't really see this copy because of the poor contrast. I will show you how we can fix that. So now we're gonna add 20% opacity to it and we're gonna increase it to 40, right? Now we don't want it to be all the way, so let's create a linear gradient from left corner to the right corner, and then let's put this one to the half, right? This one, just move it to 60 and this is to 0. Okay, now we can see a clear definition. Let's get this pattern in the back, right, like that. That's done. Now let's copy this car and add it into this design. Here we go. What is it? It says 20. Let's lock the pattern because we don't want it to be selected. So now I think the car got into the, yeah, let's move it out of this frame. Then we can select it and move it as we need it, right? There we go. Now it's good. It feels to me that it needs more padding, because you can feel it when it's too close to the edge. It doesn't have enough breathing space. Okay, now let's add this small copy of the car. I feel like if we're gonna add it here, it's gonna add a nice touch to the design. So let's keep it on this edge of the pattern. That would be, so I think this pattern needs a little bit of work, so I will have to just make it a bit brighter. Here we go, that's nice. Okay, now that's cool. So now if you guys want it, you can add the constraints and make all these components in Autolayout if you want it. So let's have this constraints added top left. Let's get this car right here be on the bottom right. Okay, so now if we gonna keep it like that, sorry, add it like that. So now if we do the same for this copy, is gonna be bottom right. Now if we move it, you see it moves right away. What we have to do as well is let's get this pattern, right, and let's duplicate it. It's Ctrl D, right, and let's move it all the way. So then when we will increase the width of this card, we will always see the pattern there. Yeah, let's do that. Now you can clearly see it here. Okay, so let's position it correctly, right? Yeah, let's move this one, we don't need it. Amazing, awesome, this is exactly what I wanted. So now let's move it here. Let's try to see how it performs from this position. It does awesome, good job. Okay, so now imagine yourself, you're gonna have different options. We're gonna have a banner that would be for a mobile. What you'll have to do is just drag it smaller. Then right here you will have to make the car a bit smaller, right? And let's put okay. Let's put it to V because we don't want it to be a scale. We want it to move it just like that. Now we're gonna decrease the size of the text of the title. Then we're gonna make this one smaller as well. We're gonna decrease the padding from 16 to 12. Button from 32 to 24. Let's put it to 16, just like that. Amazing. Now let's decrease it, the button size to 12 and the copy to 14. Here we go. So now all I have to do is just make it a bit smaller. 340. Nice. And then all we're gonna do is make this car a little bit bigger, because we want it to be nice centrally aligned. Yep, so you got your mobile. So now we got our desktop banner, which would be ideally usually would be 1/1440. That's the size for or it could be the container size, which is usually 120. That's the container size. Then let's say you want to add more tablet as well. Okay, yeah, let's add the tablet. So now let's increase this car. What you can also do is use this this scale feature right here. So if you want to increase this car to 1.2, it will do it. What I suggest you do is when you do increase it, right, try to increase it from always from the left corner. That will help you a lot. Okay, so make sure you set this point that it starts from the left. Okay, so now on our instance it should start from I think from the bottom, right? Let's check 1.2. Here we go, right? Because we don't want it to move to the left. We want it to move to the, we don't want it to be to the right, sorry. We want it to move to the left. So let's do it one more time. 1.2, let's do another 1.2. That's cool. Now it's proportionally, and this button should be a little bit bigger, right? Initially I didn't plan to do the desktop tablet, but it feels like it's important for you guys to know. So now let's do the tablet. So tablet, usually it's I'm doing 768, right? So this would be the tablet size that I'm usually doing is medium one, and then 335 is a content area for a mobile, which is if you get the frame of iPhone 375, right, and you add your guides into it, which is gonna be 20 on each side, right? So then you get your card, add it in. Yeah, amazing. So now you move your card a bit to the left, you adjust here we go. Now you've got this amazing card that it's it's within the content area. So now if we scale, this one is 400, then let's scale this one, this car right here, to 1.2 as well. Here we go. Then this one would stay as it is. Okay, yeah, this is our tutorial. So now I've showed you how you create this cool cards in Figma. So we've done the responsive of them. So now if you just want to do the responsive, you just basically resize them and all the card will respond to the constraints as expected. Okay, if you like this tutorial, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. And if you have any video suggestions or you need more explanation and you want me to explain more in details, please let me know and I will do it. Thank you so much and have a great day.